The kingdom of Aravinda lay under the soft glow of the moon, its golden spires gleaming against the night sky. Prince Viraj, heir to the throne, stood on the palace balcony, his sharp eyes surveying the city he would one day rule. But beneath the peace, an unease stirred within him. That night, danger arrived. A silent shadow crept through the corridors of the palace, moving with unnatural grace. The torches flickered and dimmed, as if afraid of what lurked in the darkness. Viraj turned just in time to see a blade slicing through the air toward him. With the instincts of a warrior, he dodged, drawing his sword, ready to strike. But the attacker moved like mist, his blade vanishing into the darkness before striking again. The prince fought fiercely, his heart pounding. But then, something unexpected happened. The assassin hesitated. Instead of delivering the final blow, the figure stepped back, as if struggling against some unseen force. A whisper, soft as the wind, reached Viraj's ears. "You must leave, before they come." And then, the shadow dissolved into nothingness. Viraj stood frozen, gripping his sword, his mind racing. Who was this mysterious figure? Why had they spared his life? Determined to uncover the truth, he vowed to find the one who lurked in the shadows. The forbidden forest was a place of legend, a land untouched by time. Ancient trees stretched toward the heavens, their twisted branches blocking the sunlight. Shadows moved unnaturally, whispering secrets to those who dared to enter. Viraj rode into the heart of the forest, his instincts sharpening. He could feel it, someone was watching him. Suddenly, the shadows stirred. From the darkness, she emerged. She was unlike anything he had ever seen. Her skin shimmered like the night sky, her hair long and flowing like a river of black silk. Her eyes, deep and mysterious, held centuries of sorrow. "You should not have come," she said, her voice filled with warning. Viraj's breath caught. "Who are you?" "I am Naira, the shadow fairy. Cursed to remain unseen, untouched, forgotten by the world, except by the one destined to find me." The words struck him like thunder. He was the one who could see her, the only one. Naira told him of her curse. Long ago, she had defied the gods, falling in love with a mortal. As punishment, she was condemned to live in darkness, never to be seen again. But the gods had left one cruel exception: she would be visible only to her true soulmate. "You should leave, Prince Viraj," she whispered. "Our love is forbidden." But it was already too late. Love had already begun its descent, like the first drop of rain before a storm. Night after night, Viraj returned to the forest, drawn to Naira's world. They walked beneath the ancient trees, their hands inches apart, never quite touching. He told her of the kingdom, of the stars beyond the palace walls. She told him of the secrets of shadows, the whispers of forgotten souls. She was darkness, and he was light. And yet, they fit together like destiny itself had woven their fates. But love does not escape the gaze of the gods. One fateful night, the heavens raged. A storm unlike any before tore through the forest, splitting trees and shaking the earth. Viraj and Naira clung to each other as a golden glow filled the sky. The celestial guardians had arrived. The celestial guardians, divine warriors clad in golden armor, descended from the heavens like avenging spirits. Their leader, an entity with eyes like burning suns, pointed at Naira. "You have broken the sacred law," his voice thundered. "A shadow and a mortal may never unite." Naira trembled, her body flickering like a dying flame. Viraj stepped in front of her, his sword drawn. "I will not let you take her." The guardians laughed. "Foolish prince, you defy the gods themselves." The battle that followed was unlike any Aravinda had ever seen. Viraj fought with the fury of 1,000 storms, his sword clashing against celestial weapons. But he was mortal, and the gods were eternal. Naira screamed as golden chains wrapped around her, pulling her toward the heavens. Viraj, with his last ounce of strength, Viraj made a choice. He turned his blade inward, toward his own shadow. The ground shook. The gods gasped. With one swift strike, he severed his shadow from his body, offering it to the darkness. The air trembled as his shadow melted into Naira, fusing with her very essence. Light and darkness entwined, bound by an unbreakable force. The celestial guardians staggered back, their power waning. Viraj and Naira had become one, not fully mortal, not fully fairy. Something beyond the gods' reach. And the heavens had no power over what they could not control. The celestial guardians, defeated, vanished into the sky, vowing never to return. The forest stilled, its shadows humming with ancient magic. Viraj looked at Naira. She was different now, no longer just a shadow, but something more. She touched his face, her fingers no longer cold, no longer fleeting. What have you done? I gave you my shadow, Viraj whispered. Now, we are bound forever. The kingdom of Aravinda changed that night. The people spoke of a prince who defied destiny, who embraced the darkness to save the one he loved. The old myths crumbled, replaced by a new legend, one of love, sacrifice, and a bond that even the gods could not break. Viraj and Naira became the immortal guardians of Aravinda, watching over lovers who dared to defy fate. Their presence was felt in the whisper of the wind, in the flicker of candlelight, in the shadows that danced beneath the moon. And whenever two souls found love against all odds, a shadow and a flicker of light would appear beside them, forever watching, forever protecting. A love that conquered the gods. A love that became legend.